Hi, NARC troopers. We've had a couple of bumpy moments over this past year and a half that I've been talking to you about different things, and I want to come to you today and talk to you about how we have to learn to comfort our inner child. We have to learn to help her. Um, I've been, I've, I've made a lot of progress in the last uh, 17 and a half months since I lost my husband of 15 years, and he's a narcissist, maybe sociopath and psychopath, but definitely a narcissist. All three of those things go together, right? And so I am having a hard time tonight, and I want to tell you why, and I want to tell you what to do about it. And by talking to you, hopefully it's going to help me be talking to myself too, because, we're all in this together. So I've been having a lot of anxiety this week. I think it's the holiday season. We've got Thanksgiving. My birthday is in a couple of days. Christmas and a New Year's. So that's 4 things happening all within a period of just a little over a month. And, you have certain expectations that come with the holidays, how you would like for things to be. And then when they're not, it's difficult. And so I want to talk about that with you. My inner child never had a holiday that was okay. It was... we didn't really celebrate Christmas. We had this little aluminum tree that sliced my fingers open when I tried to put it together. It was about 4 feet tall, maybe. And if I wanted to have a tree, they made me do it. I had to put it together, and it was sharp and stuck me in. I would bleed all over the place. But I did it. I put that tree together starting when I was like 7 or 8, and I did it every year until I was about 14, and I gave up, I guess, on life and on myself and on my family. But we didn't give Christmas presents. I got a box of Millionaires and some socks every year, and I guess that was something. They didn't wrap it up. There was nothing under the tree. There was no Santa Claus. There was no Christmas caroling or Christmas dinners or anything. I mean, there was just nothing. So when I grew up, I wanted to do that for myself and for my children, and I wanted to make Christmas a big thing. And so we always went to church, went to the candlelight mass and sang Silent Night and prayed, and we had Santa Claus, and we had eggnog, and we had tons of presents, just so many presents and gifts under the tree, and just, we decorated, and there were lights everywhere, and giant Christmas tree, huge one. For years we got the real ones, and some years we got it flocked, and sometimes we didn't. And it was just it was my effort to try to make festive, to create traditions and memories. I didn't know I was doing that for my little inner child, but I was, in addition to doing it for my own children and all of that. And so I've been having a particularly hard time. And I think that the reason that I'm having a hard time is that I've been talking to my inner child. And I ask her, what is making this so hard? Why can't you just let me be there for you? Why can't you just let me be enough? But part of the problem is that I didn't feel like I was enough for my narcissistic sociopath husband. He made sure I didn't feel like enough. When he left me, he told me I was not enough, that he required more of everything that I couldn't give him. He required more people, more relationships, more things outside of our marriage that it wasn't enough. So I don't feel like I'm enough for my inner child, and I know that I have to comfort her, and I talk to her, and I say, hey, you got to cut this out, all of this crying and being scared and panic and all of this. You got to cut this stuff out. This isn't helping anybody. We're never going to get well. We are in this together, and we need to figure this out. Help me help you. Help me figure this out. What do you need? Why are you so scared? What do you want that I can't give you? And like everybody says, you got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to help that inner child, how to heal her, how to make her not so afraid and so angry with you and so sad and grief-stricken and so just terrified. You have to do something to help her. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how to help her. So I asked her something today. I said, what is it about him that you need that I can't give you? Because whatever it was that he was providing, I can do that. Just tell me what it is that you need. And you know what she told me? She said it's the way that whenever he was around, everything was okay. And it felt peaceful and like everything was okay with the world. Right? She said, and I'm talking about my inner child, we had a heart-to-heart, and she told me, because I've been asking her, what do you need that I can't give you? What is it about him that makes you where you can't let go of him? She said that, and then she said it's the way he would hold my hand. He would touch me. He would squeeze my feet and just put his hands around my feet and just squeeze them. He would hold my hand. He would put his hand on my forehead and say, I'm going to give you a healing, and he would send me energy. So she told me, she said, what it is that you can't give me is the touch. The touch. This has nothing to do with sex, has nothing to do with anything except just to say, the way he, every day, every night, he would put his hand on me in a very routine way, and we would sleep that way with his hand on me. And that touch is something that my little girl inside of me, she never got that. My parents never touched me. They didn't hug me. They didn't touch me at all. So she misses that, and she misses feeling safe with him. Like he's the last person on earth that anybody should feel safe with, even though he's really good at making you feel like you should feel safe with him. He's not safe. He's more disordered than I am. I have to live in reality. He has no idea. He's so far gone into some rabbit hole place. He doesn't know what reality is. He doesn't remember the truth about anything. About our marriage, about me, about anything. He's either erased it or he's twisted it around to make it something that's not even right. And he believes it. He has to believe it to justify the way he treated me so cruelly in the end. How he could just walk away and burn it all to the ground and replace me just like that. Just replace me, interchangeable parts. Somebody who could give better fuel, better supply, more copious amounts of adoration and affection and stuff that I didn't have it to give after all the things he did through all those years that hurt me and hurt my family. I just didn't have it to give. I didn't have it. So he had to have it, and he had to go get it. But his reality is not real. It's this magical thinking. It's not real. And so my little girl is crying out for him all the time. She will not stop crying. She just is destroyed. She's so scared. She doesn't want me. She pushes me away and says, no, it has to be him. You don't make me feel calm. You don't know how to nurture me. You don't know how to touch me. You can't do it. What do? How do you do that? Just touch yourself? Like hold your own hand? Hug yourself? They say you have to feel. They say you have to feel your pain. They say you have to work through your feelings. Accept them. Experience them. Don't try to numb them with alcohol or drugs or random sex with random people or food or online shopping or any substitute. They say you have to just feel your feelings, let them pass through you. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sitting here trying to talk to my little girl and tell her, I got you. We're going to get through this. You got to help me help you. You've got to let me try to figure out how to take care of you because I don't know how. And we have to figure out how. We have to do this together. And I'm so sorry that you're in so much pain. And I'm so sorry that I don't seem to be able to know what to do about it. I miss him too. 18 months, a year and a half later, a relationship like this with a narcissist or a sociopath, it's not your regular thing. I have trauma. I have PTSD. I have all these things that have happened to me that make my brain dysregulated. I have brain damage. I have altered neural pathways and chemical dysregulation. I have a very deep understanding of what is happening to me, and I'm trying to help myself by talking to my inner child and telling her it's going to be okay and that I love her and I'm sorry and I'm not going to let anybody hurt her. But she doesn't want me. She wants him. Because she was attached to him and everything was okay. He was like a lullaby. He was like a fantasy Disney prince to her. I know what he was. He was sick. He was disordered. He was mentally ill. He's selfish. He's crazy. He's all these things. I couldn't help him. I couldn't fix him. Nobody can do that. They're unfixable. They're unhealable. Don't fool yourself. But troopers, we have to figure this thing out with the whole inner child, the wounded child, the hurt child from our childhood. We have to take care of her. We have to figure it out. We do. We have to. It's our only chance that we're going to ever be free of this. I want to take care of her. I want to make her safe. I want to comfort her the way he did. I want to take her to some place of peace where she can just relax and feel safe like she did with him. Because that wasn't real. I'm real. I have real feelings and I'm real. I am rooted and grounded in reality. I know I'm very painfully aware of all of what this is. And it's just the emotions that are so powerful, and they just overwhelm my brain and my logic and my rational thinking. They just overwhelm it. It's too much. Because that inner part of me that was so injured and had so much toxic programming, she's absolutely terrified. She's like, no, bring him back. Go get him. He has to be here. I'm going to die without him. I'm going to be invisible without him. I'm going to cease to exist without him. Bring him back. Go get him. Make him be here. She just says that all the time. She's screaming and she's crying. She's dying. It's like she's dying. And I go to her. She pushes me away. Says, no, I want him. So I have my work cut out for me. But you know what? What choice do you have? You have to do it. You have to do it. Which would be better? To be like him and be crazy, mentally so disordered that all it takes is pretending all the time, wearing the mask and just pretending to be somebody else, whoever you're with, whoever you're drawing all that fuel from, you just become them, reflect that back to them, and it's all fake and it's all false, but it's all fun. He's having fun. He's happy. He's empty, vacant, absent, divorced from himself, mentally dysregulated, out of his fucking mind. But he doesn't know it. And so it's la la la. Life is great as long as I have these people feeding my soul, filling me up, filling the emptiness up, and he can always find that. He's always can find somebody to do that. I don't have that. I just have reality staring at me in the face. I'm an older woman trying to come to terms with healing after something like this. Wow. I have to do it. You have to do it. We have to do it. Come on, guys. If I can do this, anybody can. Because this is horrific. It's so hard. So I'm going to sit here with my feelings. I'm going to sit here with my feelings for a little while and try to talk her down and try to reassure her and try to say, hey, I'm here for you when you're ready to talk to me, because he's not coming back and I'm all you have. So we need to make friends. We need to make nice. We need to pair up. We need to pair up and be a team. And I hope she comes around, because boy, she's a handful. Keep at it, guys. Sit with your pain, sit with your grief, and speak to that inner child who's trying to tell you something. I don't think she's very happy with you. Got to make peace with her. You got to help her. You can't help them. You have to help her. You can't help your narcissist or sociopath. You have to help your inner child. Okay, that's my message for today. Thanks for going through this hellish journey with me. We'll look back and laugh on this at some point in the future, I'm sure, and say, haha, wasn't that a horrible time? Look how great we're doing now. Much love. Bye.